All right, what's going on, everybody? If you can hear me, throw some ones in the chat. I know it's late. There was a watch party held by Mike, and we were not able to kind of break away until a little later. So I appreciate the patience, everybody. But yes, it's another 1-1 draw on the road. The ever elusive away win. This season doesn't seem like it's going to happen. It just, yeah, like, why would it happen? We give up a goal that's early, and it's just bad. It's just we have our chances. We have sitters that we absolutely should punish them with, but we cannot find the back of the net. Until kind of a fluky goal by Alexei Miranchuk, sort of. I mean, Efrain Morales definitely helped that on a little bit. Thank you, Homegrown. Really helped us out there with, a rescued point. Another rescue point. But wins in MLS, what are those? So, Nick, Drew, thank you very much with the ones. And, I think we're going to have to keep it, kind of brief on my end anyway. So, Drew, come on in. We will talk about this match. So, we're not here probably till 1. But, it's also that kind of match where, there's not absolutely a ton to talk about. It's a lot of deja vu, especially on the road. But we did see some MLS debuts by Juan Bettercall and also Steven Alzate. But Steven Alzate also, he's wearing the number 7 shirt. The famous number 7 shirt. And that is certainly going to make some people feel a certain way. And I believe Daniel Rios had it last, but still having a midfielder with that number is a little bit strange. It's like when Mateus Rossetto wore number 9. It's definitely a little bit weird. But here we go. Drew, welcome in to the stream. Let us have your thoughts.
What a boring game. What a boring game. It was, at least, it again goes back to at least we're showing some fight. That's about all we can say about this team at this point, is that we are fighting. And
yeah.
I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, because we definitely have the talent to be dominating a team like this, and we can't do it. We just have to scrap out a point. Another late winner by Miranchuk again.
Yeah, or a late leveler, but yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, late leveler. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
but
that.
It's just,
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Hmm?
I was gonna say, it's just. At what point do we just say, I think it's not, this isn't going to happen this year?
Yeah. Yeah, as far as a away win or just any sort of semblance of good football. I don't know. Which one specifically?
Little bit of column A, little bit of column B at this point.
Yeah.
Just.
Yeah.
And it's a hope for a playoff push. Yeah, at this point, no, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Drew, I think the people can't hear you as well. I don't know if there's a way to turn up your gain just a little bit somehow, maybe.
Let's see if that works.
Okay, yes, that should. And I'm going to turn me down just a little bit, and that should balance it out. But yes, Connor, thank you, or Nick, thank you very much for that. Yes, what's up, Connor? With what's up, AJ? But yeah, it's that kind of game where, those chances that we had, we are ruining for sure. That first one, probably a little harder, as, it's a little bit more in traffic in some senses, but the second one, you have to put some curl on that. But it was just the straightest shot, skipping by the post, like nothing Thierry Henry-esque about that one at all. But yeah, I mean, it's just as far as the chances that we had, you know, I don't even know what to say. It's like, how do we miss these? How do we continue to
I don't
miss
know.
these?
How do we? I feel like Latte Lots should have done better with his chance there in the first half, but in the end, it is a great save. But it feels like that should have been put bottom corner.
Yep.
And had a little bit more control on that ball instead of trying to hit it quick like he did. He had a lot more time, and that goes back to the lack of confidence that he has right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's on his weak foot, but still, I mean, it's like, yeah, he's getting into these areas where he can, they're fashioning these chances for him. And that is about as well as we can do as a team. You can only take the team so far. Like, Ronnie Deila essentially has done all he could, but the team needs to finish the chances. And, you know, I'm sure there's more people that are going to be, you know, Ronnie Deila out because of this. You know, still no away win. But do you feel like there's anything at fault for Deila? And you can say whatever you're supposed to say.
I do think there's a little bit.
Okay.
I don't know why he keeps continuing to play Miggy down that side. Because every time Sabas even drifts over there, or later in the game when they went to a back five and he was playing as a wing back basically, playing down that side. He creates stuff. He looks like a different player, and you get so much more out of him and the team when Saba's playing on his favorite side.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, we got to look at something with Mickey. Just maybe swapping sides, or at this point, it's sad to say, it might be benching him.
And it's fair because, yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, because Lennon, or not Lennon, Brennan down that side, down Saba's side that he's been playing in, has been playing outstanding. He came off the bench here today and played amazing in his stints. He forced a lot of pressure on them. Marinchuk has stepped up amazingly, and I kind of give myself a pat on the back here because I was saying this most of the season, is he's creating chances. Nobody's just putting them away. And he's finally putting his own chances away. And that's the big difference that we're seeing in him.
Yeah.
I can't figure out a spot where Mickey fits at this point.
Yeah. It's interesting because, he does seem like the odd man out as far as the one not producing. Of course, he is the captain right now, and that also makes it very tough because, I mean, the guy who... It just makes Deila kind of, unfortunately, have to backtrack, and that isn't necessarily the best in the locker room there when you just took the armband off of Braguzan as far as, you know, on the pitch captain.
Yeah.
And then now you have to, it's going to be interesting. But I honestly, I don't care, really. It's what is best for the team. Like, if what's best for the team is Miggy being out of the side, that's what's got to happen. And, you know, it's really, it has to be a meritocracy right now. And if it's not, and it's just, you know, favoritism to a degree, because it is, I see what you mean. I see what you mean in terms of Deila, because Miggy hasn't really been performing. And, I mean, at this point, I don't know. It's yeah, Moranchuk. He does offer some different things, and it's the catch 22 though. Is like, is the off the ball work by Miggy, is the tidy possession work that he does do that gets overlooked, does that get negated or puts us into a minus when he's not on the pitch? I mean, I guess we'll have to see. But obviously,
Exactly.
you know, against a much different side than we faced on Wednesday, and Montreal, yeah, they were just there to stymie. Like it was, yeah, we had a ton of chances, a lot of possession in their half, and yeah, like their goal really well taken, but I mean, do you feel like it was against the run of play?
Oh yeah, and it was a horrible defensive lapse by Muyumba.
Yeah.
He completely left his man, and that it allowed basically a tap in there at that point. Is once Clark was free, it was over. There was a free break on goal and it's slotted pass, and that's in the back of our net. And it's the simple mistakes that keep happening that cost us points at this point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And he got hooked at the half, and I think for good reason, for sure. But
Yeah.
it's the conundrum, and it's obviously we played the kids a little bit in the past match. Now we have some veterans from European sides that have come in. Juan Better Call, Steven Alzate. How'd you find their debuts?
Barakal looked very good, and it brings me back to a thought that I have now is, could this work as a three back?
Hmm.
And if that's the case, now you have a spot for Miggy at that point.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing as more of a shadow striker.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I think Barakal looked very well. He was stepping up into the midfield and playing decent passes and kind of dictating that back line really well. He was breaking up plays when he needed to, and you could see a little bit of bite from him too, going into a couple tackles, which was really nice to see. And I think if he's the middle of a back three, that's a very solid back three and kind of formidable at this point.
Yeah, it'd be interesting because I mean, it could be Gregerson, it could be Mihai, but either way, yeah, those are three fairly mobile and units in the back for sure. And then I guess Williams would be one of the understudies for any one of them. It's an interesting idea, and also yeah, Barakal's strike with that hit that crossbar. Man, that's unlucky. It's because it just inches for a little bit of a dip, and we would have a winner. I mean, those are the margins this season, though. Unfortunately, it's just
Yeah, exactly.
like, man.
And then Marinchuk blasting that one off the crossbar as well.
Yeah.
It's just the game of inches at this point of us getting 3 points instead of just the one.
Right. And ultimately, they are misses, but I mean, it's just it's such tiny margins. But I mean, yeah, and Steven Alzate, like, how do you feel about that number being now occupied by Alzate?
I think it's a good thing, because at this point we need to kind of divorce ourselves from the past. We aren't that team back. We aren't that 2018 team. We aren't. Joseph is no longer here. Yes, we've brought Miggy back, but he's not the same player anymore. We kind of need to have a reset here and kind of figure out the identity of this club here, this team here. because we aren't the 2018. We aren't this high-flying team that can do all this. We need a different identity, and let's see what he can do. In his cameo performance, he didn't look bad. He kind of looked like the dictating midfielder we need, the guy that's not afraid to put his foot on the ball and kind of pick out passes. If he needs to drive forward, he will, but kind of sit back and find the lanes for the passes there, and that's what we've been lacking. Somebody that can do that.
Mm-hmm. For sure. And yeah, you need that guy you can run the game through, the controller, and yeah, hopefully he can be that piece that can finally unlock our midfield and basically connect our lines, because yeah, they've been disconnected for quite some time. And yes, hopefully at some point we can start finding the right answers to the many questions that arise every single match from Atl United. But yeah, I mean, as far as this was the easiest one that we could have gotten for an away win, and yet we don't get it. We don't get the points. We get a rescued point, but I mean, like, is there just any hope of that? I mean, it's just, or is it just far gone?
I don't see us getting anything, but knowing this team is we'll get a random away win where we definitely shouldn't, and that we'll get one this season, and that's sad to say at this point that we don't see any hope of us getting an away win this season.
Because, I mean, yeah, that's really the only thing that I think we can kind of try to hang our hat on at this point. Just try to not have that monkey on our back. But because, yeah, we're at 22 points. Ninth place is 36 points. That's a pretty big difference. And I think we have 9 games left or something like that. It's, yeah. It's looking grim. But
Yeah.
what's your hopium right now? What level of 1 to 10? What are you at?
Oh, we're down at like a 2 or a 3. I'm at the point of we need to start seeing what we have in positions of needs. See what we have in the younger players. See what we need to go out and purchase in this offseason. Because there's going to be holes that are going to need to be filled. And I think there's going to need to be players that need to be replaced. And we need to start seeing what we have with different players.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree, man. I mean, there's definitely, some homegrowns that can earn some minutes, some big playing time. A player on loan that, possibly could be an answer. Let's find out. And yeah, you have some pieces that's, just guy here / whatever Stian Gregerson is at this point in terms of, do we want to try to see if he can be not injury prone for an entire season? Do we want to continue to play him? Like, yeah, obviously he's staying healthy now. Now that there's a bit of competition or something, I don't know. It's a little coincidental, maybe. I don't know.
It's always the question of for how long.
Yeah, and it's true. And so, yeah, maybe Mihai and Barakal are the answers going forward. Hopefully they can play as a center back pair and not a trio, because I think there is a level to it where, yeah, if you can fit more attackers on the pitch, of course, that'd be fantastic. And, have a little bit more kind of balance instead of, I feel like I like 3 at the back for some solutions, but as a full season 11 formation, it raises a lot of imbalance to me. It also, it's just, yeah, usually just one player on each wing providing the width. And yeah, it's harder to find the triangles through there. So, but yeah, Drew, final thoughts.
I'm hoping to get at least two to three more wins this season, and if we can't get that it's probably one of our worst seasons ever.
I mean, it's our worst season ever right now already, but I think we have a hope of salvaging something, maybe to a degree, but we would have to go on a really probably unprecedented run as far as this season. So, yeah, it's going to be quite the turnaround, and yeah, I mean, if it happens, fantastic, of course. We'll be here for it. But, Drew, thank you so much as always. Have a great rest of your night. Pleasure.
Night.
See you. Okay. Nick, hop on in if you are in here. Yeah, not even an away win. It's wild, says Omar GS. Yep, exactly. It is completely insane that we have not won. And it's wild. Like, you cannot win against CF Montreal. And I don't think we could win against DC United either. I mean, it's just bonkers. Anyway, Nick, welcome in. Let us have your thoughts.
I never thought I would see such a clear opportunity of a goal than Emmanuel Latte-Leth had in the first half, and just completely
Crap the
got
bed.
to put that ball in the net. You've
Yep.
got to put that ball in the net.
Yeah. Yeah. The one caveat is that it's his weak foot, but you are right in front of goal. I mean, there's just no excuse. Like, yeah. And it's that. It wasn't his only sitter that he missed. I mean, do you feel like it's just confidence at this point, or I mean, is he a bust?
He's in his head. Someone else said at the watch party, he's in his head. He is in his head. And I totally 100% believe that. Just the frustration of this season is probably a major factor at this point as to where he is now. Pressure. It's pressure.
We got a comment here that's, Omar said, worst thing to happen to the team last season was to beat Miami, sad to say. And, yeah, I mean, first have your thoughts. Yeah.
Well, there are a lot. It's not a total apples oranges comparison. Some of the players are different coach, different motivation, different storyline. I mean, it's one of those. I can agree and disagree with that all at the same time. So,
which
I'll
parts?
just leave it at that.
Well, no, I want to dig in a little bit. What parts of it do you agree? What parts of it do you not agree?
Well, it put a target on our back, definitely, because they're like, they're the spoiler, they're the badass team, we don't want to see them succeed, blah, 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 and all that. And I'm, again, referring to these super secret script writers supposedly going on in the background there that we all love to talk about in the league. But I can't really. But I could see the point of it feeding ego a bit. That we had this great run, we didn't win it all. We're going to come out and just totally we're reloaded with firepower. We're just going to go for it, and then.
Yeah, I think there's a level of it. I was saying is today to people that I was watching it with, is that it absolutely papered over the cracks for what was wrong last year. Because we were not a good side last year, but we somehow miraculously got into the playoffs, miraculously beat Messi and Inter Miami. And I think there's a sense where it's like, oh, these players are better than they are, or a sense of they performed better than they did. And it's just not the case. Like, yes, they had some very beautiful moments, but let's just be real. Like, Shande Silva. He's done F all at St. Louis City. And yes, he had that beautiful moment for us, that magical just goal that was, yeah, emotional, really. And ultimately, yes, he's a moments player, but he is not a consistent player, and that's why he was shipped out. He had some value. I think St. Louis City probably saw that as well, where they were like, "Oh man, he got that goal against St. Louis or against Miami," and it's just, there's those things. It's also, a lot of the players that have been shipped off or maybe still currently on the team, they are imperfect. They may have some good traits, but consistency is just not their thing, and it likely is why they're at the level that they are at as far as in MLS. And so, absolutely, I agree with Omar that there is this sense that really, I mean, as well, Rob Valentino, it's like, yes, his record wasn't that good with us. Did he help us have some of the best moments in Atlanta United history? Yes. But it doesn't erase the reality of it. But yeah, Joshua Ilsa says, "I'm so happy they tie." I feel like you're being sarcastic there. But yeah, as far as the performance in this match, it's like the other side parked the bus essentially for a good majority of the match, and it took kind of some help from our former homegrown to essentially kind of rescue this. But yeah, I mean, maybe this is like digging in too much into tactics, but like, what do you feel like is the crux of it as our problems of being able to score, I mean, multiple goals on the road to achieve an away win? It's just ever elusive.
I kept seeing over and over again, and I said multiple times, we are garbage in the 6. We are garbage in the 6-yard box. There is just so much calamity going on in there, or nobody is there at all. And if you back that up to the 18-yard box, there's crosses, nobody home. Passes in, nobody home. No one knows where everyone else is going. This is the same problems we've had in just about every match all season. What game strategy play are we doing here?
Yeah, it's
the one exception was the match on Wednesday. That's an exception to the rule here, but you know what I'm talking about.
Right. Yeah, there was definitely connection in those, albeit, looking at, say, the Togashi goal, that's a little bit more just kind of Route 1 to a degree, but beautiful nonetheless. And yes, there was a team goal in there. I think that's more of what we want to see. Those are the things that are replicable, that are repeatable. But the play tonight, yeah, it constantly, it seems like it's strangers playing together. It's hopeful balls. It's hitting things over the heads of players that, I mean, our tallest player in the front line is Alexei Miranchuk. And he's not rushing up there for headers. And large in part, the rest of our midfield is not above 5'10". and nor are any of our other forwards. So, in reality anyway, because yeah, Miggy's supposed to be 5'9", and Emmanuel Atl is supposed to be 5'11" or something like that, but yeah, those heights don't look real because when you stand next to each other, Lat is not taller than Miggy. So what's going on? And Saba's probably about actually 5'8", 5'7", or something like that. And so yeah, I don't know why balls are being continually hit to the back post in the air and not whipped in, where you can actually do some damage with it instead of trying to fight massive center backs like Efrain Morales in the air. It's just, we know what Morales can do, and yet we did exactly the same thing that we try to do every single match. It's baffling.
It's like being handed a plan. You say, and it says, do this, and it'll work. And then they just throw it out and do something else.
Which is, it seems like it's likely not the true case. I think it's just a lack of ability, probably, unfortunately. But, Joshua also says, what helps Atl Utd win? That is the multi-million-dollar question.
If we had that answer.
Yeah. I mean, we have suggestions. We have, things that we can all think that they could do, but we're not the coaching staff, and we can't tell them what to do. So, and we're not the players either. So it's a matter of, I mean, I think the main crux of it is more that, okay, we want one, consistent wins, and then two, entertaining football. And however way they get there. But, do we have, possible hypotheses about it? Yeah. And, hopefully, I don't know. I mean, maybe if we at Chris Henderson enough, who knows? But, within reason and respectfully, of course. But Omar says, Joseph made those headers work, though, so height is not the issue. Yes, to a degree. It's not like Joseph was winning, bullet headers against every single center back in the league. Yes, he could jump, but it doesn't mean he's winning every single header. That wasn't the reality either. Check the stats. He wasn't winning every single aerial duel. Can he jump? Yes. And can he win some headers? Yes. But it's also...
His speed was his talent. His speed.
Yeah. And, Emmanuel Atl has won some headers. Miggy also has won some headers. It's not completely a foregone conclusion, but the issue is expecting them to win headers consistently in the box when that's just not their game. They don't want the ball to their head. They want the ball to their feet in front of goal. And I think probably, preferably, in my opinion anyway, probably on the front post, where it's whipped in quickly, versus a big looping ball where they have to battle with a center back or a fullback. That's probably not their idea of how they want to score. And it's like this. It's probably like I'm gonna use this analogy. I don't know if everyone will get it, but basically, if you're like a power forward or a center in basketball, and you're just you're taking punishment after punishment of like elbows and just big dudes throwing their weight around, you're gonna feel a little fatigued. You're gonna feel the weight of what you just had to battle with all game. You're gonna tire out a little bit more battling it in there, and you're not gonna have that energy or maybe the gall to want to maybe you're gonna take this play off. You're not gonna jump because you know, okay, well, like this dude has been elbowing me. Like, maybe I don't want an elbow into the head or into the neck. Like we've seen that, and players are human. They probably don't want to feel those negative effects every single time. Because yeah, people might call them soft, people might call them whatever, but it's just like these are the realities. Like players, they take some punishment, and yeah, if they get stepped on, I feel like there's a lot of people that also this. It's like, oh, it was like a little like heel on their toe. It's like those shoes are super thin. There's nothing. It's essentially like paper. So yeah. I mean, I think there's maybe some empathy for what's going on. Does it excuse what's going on? No, but I think it explains why, yeah, if you are gonna play a certain way, as far as, you're gonna try to go route one or, hit a lot of just aerial crosses, you gotta have the personnel to do it. If we don't, that's just the reality of our roster and the players that we have. So I don't know why we're playing that way so constantly. And it really begs the question of, Brooks Lennon, of, players like him who are crossing in that fashion. But diatribe over. Anyway, Nick, what are your other thoughts about this match?
Well, at one point in the second half, I noticed Lilath is getting double teamed and marked to hell, and there's no one around him that he can pass the ball to. That frustrated me as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it plays back into my complaint in the 18 of no one knowing there's no consistent game plan. I mean, he's got to have someone to bail the pass to that can possibly do something else with it if he's double teamed. This is just my observation.
Sure, and I think that this is the difficulty is that he is trying to be in the box, have a presence in there. The difficulty is that Alexei Miranchuk usually can't keep up with him. The pace difference between them two is pretty large, and so yeah, if Atl was to hold it up or was able to lay it off, that means Miranchuk needs to be nearby, and that's the difficulty, I think, as well. It's just tough, and okay, maybe if Saba, if Miggy were that player, well, then that vacates a space where, there might be a little bit more spacing for other players. I think it's a little bit of, Atl maybe has to peel away from the center backs, and another player takes that space a little bit. Maybe it's Miranchuk. He does have the height for that, at least, from a physicality standpoint. But yeah, Brian Cordova says there's no chemistry. That's the only thing that's been consistent. Yeah, 100%. I mean,
that's fair.
And this is the thing about the team as far as the chemistry is that I forget what game we're at, but I think it's 25 or something like that. Like match day 25, and it still looks like there's strangers on the pitch. That's about as frustrating as it gets. Like the sample size should have been like 5 games. Like if you're not gelling after 5 games a little bit, there starts to be some real questions, and we had them then, but now they are glaring. Just man, like these questions have been pounded into our head ad nauseum, and at this point, yeah, I mean, like I said with Drew, it's like I think there needs to be more of a meritocracy. If you're playing well, you stay in the side. It doesn't matter who you are. I mean, Nick, do you feel that way? Do you feel like, yeah, there's a lot of Miggy stands out there. They're constantly in the mentions or comments, and they're like, why was Mickey benched, or whatever. I mean, do you feel like Diallo could do that?
I'll put it this way. I work in a TV broadcast facility, and commercials are worth money. If I have an operator who is constantly making mistakes and costing our stations money, I'm not going to want to have that operator touching that playlist. Apply that to this scenario. If somebody is not performing and not living up to their expectation, bench them. I don't care who. At this point, I will say that. Bench them. Get someone in there who can perform and do better and do something.
Because, the draws are not good enough. Yes, it is, okay, a draw on the road is as good as a win sometimes, but against the bottom side in the league, essentially, or thereabouts, they're tied right now, DC and Montreal, but tied, why? Because of us, because we allowed a draw to happen. But I think LA Galaxy might be worse still. I don't know. You can look at the Western Conference for me. But either way, at least in this division, in this conference.
16 points right now. DC United and Montreal 19. We're at 22.
So LA Galaxy has 16
So
points?
3. Yep.
Yep.
So they still hold the spoon right now.
Yeah, which is insane that they were able to go toe-to-toe with LAFC. But that's how derbies usually go, is that form goes out the window. But with us, with Charlotte, with Orlando, Nashville at times, yeah, it's like, nope. We'll just roll over for you. But, yeah, Nick, final thoughts?
More of the same, lather, rinse, repeat. I really have no words. I mean, at least we didn't concede from 45 to 60. I mean,
Sure.
yay for that. I mean, but after we got that miracle goal from a half a yard from Alexi, we just needed to, and to our credit, we did do it a little bit. We started to push the pressure a little bit more at them, and I liked what I saw from our new acquisitions from Lotse and Baracal. Yep. I have some hope there that they're going to contribute as we go forward. I'd like to see what happens when they start. Maybe we'll see that at Colorado next Saturday night. Who knows? I've written this season off already. I mean, it's getting to that point. Being a fan of this team, it's just like, let's do the best we can in these last 9 games or so going forward, and look forward to next season. I mean, what else can you say at this point? I mean, I've laughed, I've cried, I've gotten angry, I've run the whole gamut of emotions on this season. So
yeah, and from one standpoint, I fully agree with you. The one thing I hold umbrage is that the lather bit is that there's no cleaning. This whole season has just felt dirty, essentially. Rinse, repeat, but I don't think there's any soap involved. We have not learned from mistakes. There's just, yep. I think, I'm gonna beat this metaphor to the ground. Just by the way, just fair warning. But basically, they're going into the shower, but they're not doing anything. They're just letting the water run, and that's it. They're coming out, going back into the shower, coming out, going back into the shower. Nothing else is happening. Not learning anything from the mistakes. And it's just, it's maddening. But, yeah, it's just... obviously, I'm not being serious with the... with the disagreeing with you, the lather.
Point.
Yeah.
I mean,
but It's just absolutely frustrating. But pleasure as always, Nick. Thank you. And yes, we will see you next time. Have a great rest of your night.
See y'all. Good night.
See you, man. All right. So, get your last comments in. But, yeah, we will be calling it a night. It is past midnight now. But, yeah, I mean, see Montreal. Very, very poor side. Speaks volumes that they could not even attack in the final minutes at home. Like, they couldn't even search for the win at home. Speaks volumes. And yes, we were attacking. We were trying to make a winner. But it also speaks to kind of the ineptitude a little bit that we couldn't get anything into the back of the net. Just kind of part of the season. That's our season. But Omar, yep, same game every time. Team makes mistakes, opponents score, we tie it afterwards at the end. It can be fun sometimes at the Benz. It's so frustrating. Yeah, at the Benz you expect to win. And yeah, on the road, sure. We will take these draws. But they can't all be draws or losses. Like, we do need to win some. And yeah, obviously, we're anemic at it. And if there was a solution, it would have been found by now. So it means it's systemic. It means it runs deep. And I hope somebody in the side can find an answers very soon. But getting a frog in my throat. But guys, yeah, we're gonna call it there. Thank you guys for sticking around, for starting the stream a little later and joining. Appreciate you. But yeah, remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I've been AJ. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.